Hello, Jay.
Alright. Here we go. How is this the most clever rule you have seen? There's no reason it's not. Alright, I'm back.
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
So, I have a question for you.
What is it?
Well, it looks like it's just gonna be me and you today. Am I recording?
Really?
Yes. I think so, but I'm not sure. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes before I say, before we,
15.
before,
15 minutes.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just waiting 15 minutes until, and if no one shows up, then we'll just do, something different other than Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
That's only if you want.
Sure, alright.
So I'm just gonna put that in just in case. Alright. But anyways, got anything interesting to talk about today?
I got nothing except I got cousins in my room.
Ah,
They're not here though. So we were just working out in the field. That's it.
I see, I see. Uh,
Wait, hold on. Let me see here. Oh, I don't think you have set the time, or we tell everyone what the time is, or what game
oh,
time. Oh, yeah, yeah, that's
I may have. Wait, I could have sworn I'd done that just yesterday. Hold
well,
on.
maybe on most community, but not in the Discord.
Oh yeah, I
That's
did not do that. Oops.
maybe that. Yeah, that could be the reason.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll send everyone a message real quick. So give me a second.
Wait, a DM maybe. Maybe that'd be better.
DM.
Yeah,
Oh
direct
yeah, yeah,
message.
yeah, yeah. Okay, that's one. Two. And number three. Alright. I send the messages.
All right, great.
I probably should tell them the time. That would be very useful next time around.
Yeah.
Oh well. C'est la vie. Water over the bridge. And stuff.
Pretty much. I've also slightly forgotten to update my character sheet, so let me just update it with the level 7s.
Yep. Anyways, I finished off the maze. Yay!
Do you figure it out how the maze works?
Oh yeah, I figured it out. Also, apparently somebody actually altered the maze while I was not paying attention some years ago and then I didn't notice. So I had to delete a certain part, but it didn't take me too long to fix it.
All right, that's good to hear.
But anyways, I'm letting everyone control basically where you guys are going, since I'm not going to split you guys up, and it would be way too hard to track for everyone just to go off in their own merry little direction.
Yeah, for now, at least.
Yeah, if you guys do want to split up, just let me know, and I'll put the actual character icons on there. But there's no guarantee that I'm gonna be able to follow every one of you.
All right.
Anyways, ow. Do do do. But yeah, you remember a while back that we did the Geek On experiment?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I planned on doing if no one shows up.
All right. That's fine. That's fine.
So for those that are watching, which is currently zero, uh, if you guys want to send messages to my channel and stuff, like say, oh, what about say, can you talk about this? We'll try to talk about it to the best of our abilities. If it's something that neither one of us have watched, then we'll get back to it or try and find information online to see and try to geek out about it.
Yeah, we'll probably geek out on the geek out.
eh, anyways, so that's kind of rough idea. If it's just like between just you and me for the entire day, we'll just wait a few 15 minutes. If no one shows up, then we'll do the geek on.
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
I think that sounds fair. That way, none of the players miss out on anything. We'll see how it works. If it doesn't, oh well. At least I tried.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I should probably put that in the reminders on our Discord channel.
All right.
Alright,
Okay.
so
And
at.
maybe might want to
Huh?
you might want to pin it as well.
Okay. Let's see, I need to check the time again. I believe I said it was about 5 o'clock. Send. Alright, and pin. Okay. Do do do. Alright, 5 minutes.
Yep.
Yep. And even then, if you really wanted to, we could still do the Dungeons and Dragons.
No, no, I don't mind. It's best if we just wait until next week.
Yeah, I think
You know
my
what?
I
You
think my
know.
hmm,
Oh,
I know what.
yeah. You were about to say something.
Uh, I forgot what I was about to say.
All right. Well, like I was trying to say, my previous session had a bit of I don't want to say falling out, but everyone was not exactly session ready. People were tired and all,
Ah,
so we just postponed it.
man,
I think the same thing might happen this session.
it might.
And as for the third session, it has yet to be we don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's going to happen yet.
Yeah, I mean the game would be postponed, but we could still, just nerd out and stuff.
Yeah, for a bit at least, maybe an hour.
Yeah, I'm thinking about an hour at most.
Yeah,
Besides, I need a lot shorter content on my channel, to be fully honest.
or we could just like just like oh, guess they're not here. I guess we'll see you next week.
And then people would be like, "Oh, you said that you were going to live stream 2 times a week." Rah, 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 rah. Guys, sometimes things come up,
Mm-hmm.
either on my end or on the player's end.
Pretty much. Yeah, you could just put it like that. We don't necessarily have to stream all the time because things can happen.
Yeah, but I feel like I should do something today, so we'll do at least the Geek On for like maybe an hour, maybe less.
Okay, okay.
But we'll see how things go. And by the looks of it, that's what looks like it's going to happen. Do do do. uh, you know what? Let's just do the Geek On. I'm gonna say that they're probably not gonna show up. And if
Yeah.
they
Oh.
and if they do show up, we'll stop where we're at on the Geek On and transfer over to the Dungeons and Dragons.
I thought we settled on Geek Out
Uh,
because Geek On.
I know it's just the okay. All right, since we have like zero chat, I should probably update that. How do I update said thing? Don't think I can. Oh, well. Anyways, so let's get our geek on, shall we?
Sure. What topic do you want to bring up today?
I was gonna allow you pick this time around since I did the last time.
Actually, I got nothing. I got nothing to geek out on. But I suppose while we're thinking about it, we could talk about how. Let's try a bit of a hand of anatomy. Specifically, how would, let's say, a creature grow up to be human? Or at
Okay.
least, yeah, let's think
I
about it.
feel like that's more educational than anything else, but
Well, I mean, geek out, the geek on is a bit, has always a bit of science to it.
true. But I would just like to try to keep it towards, hey, we're just a couple of nerds just geeking out about like the things we like and stuff, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I'm just like putting it out there. Let's see what's going on.
we could do something like that. I just feel like that would be kind of boring, but in my opinion, but it could work.
Like I said, I don't know. Gotta think about it.
All right.
Actually, have you heard of Berserk?
I have actually.
Have you seen it? Like, not just seen it, but like more or less
The
read
original
it.
one or the new one?
Let's try original.
Yeah, I've seen the original.
Mm,
I got the bare minimum idea of what it's like and whatnot. At least the world surrounding it and whatnot.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. With that in mind, I got nothing. I just want to bring that up.
I was about to say, I got a fun one that could work.
Oh, go ahead.
Uh, the Lone Wanderer in the movie Alien or Aliens, whichever you prefer.
That's that's quite a stretch. But let's try to figure out how would the Lone Wanderer will get to the alien universe.
Well,
No, well, I don't think that's possible,
technically, the
actually.
aliens can come to him. Because we do know from the comic books, at least for what I've seen, especially the ones that are crossover, specifically, an alien spacecraft crashes onto Earth. The other crossover character goes over to investigate, and mayhem ensues. That's how it usually goes down. And I remember
Okay.
from the Fallout 3 Capital Wasteland that there is a quest called Mothership Zeta, where a UFO crashes off in a distance in a very remote area close to the Capital Wasteland. And I was wondering what would happen if the Xenomorph was and the Lone Wanderer were to ever meet.
I believe that it'd be equivalent to a death claw.
I think it would too.
Yeah, if not a bit more dangerous due to the fact that the aliens could, like, or capable.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a creature that can't be detected by heat signatures. We're talking about something that is smart enough to basically outsmart the average human on some occasions. There's usually at least one, maybe two that usually survives, and any drone or any xenomorph that's alive can become a queen and create even more ace, causing a huge, massive problem.
Yeah,
So the
but
question is, could the Lone Wanderer kill a xenomorph? And we're just
I
talking
don't
like
think.
a one, because
Okay,
his
that's a big problem right there. I don't think the lone wanderer or nearly most weapons can actually kill an alien. Like, I think maybe a 556 caliber possibly could penetrate an alien, the alien's exoskeleton, but everything
yeah.
else is
I like to throw a counter argument, mini nuke.
a mini nuke. Yeah, yeah. Of course, that could kill an alien. The problem is the availability. I was referring to like common weapons because a mini nuke in a
Yeah.
Fat Man is not exactly common.
Well, yeah, but if the Lone Wanderer was crafty, he could build one.
Yes, if he was crafty, but can he reliably and consistently make the ammo for?
Oh, probably not. Uh, I think if I remember from the movie Aliens that they were using, I forgot what the caliber was, but I think it was like 10 something.
10 by 24?
Yeah, or something on those lines that are explosive rounds. And something like that was able to penetrate their hide and was able to kill them given enough shots.
Yeah,
So
all right.
I
Yeah.
guess technically it would be like fighting a Deathclaw, except way worse.
You know do you know Fallout 4 when you shoot something that has like hard armor
Yeah,
with a specific ammo type? I think it was like 38 rounds. It like has a bit of an explosion.
yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
maybe not a
something.
38, maybe not a point 38 round could
Hmm.
do it, but something along the lines. Because when you shoot enemies in that game with that kind of ammo, they has a explosive effect on them.
Oh
And
yeah,
now I don't mean like it doesn't actually explode on them. It's just like you see a little explosion.
yeah. But we also have to discuss the kind of terrain. If this was in broad daylight, I think the Lone Wanderer would be fine because there's two things that are kind of on his side. One, depending on his arsenal, and two, VATS.
Vats. Oh yeah, vats.
Yeah, VATS, even though basically freezes time for a moment, basically allowing him to hit whatever target is trying to attack him. And it is a great way to just pick up on, hey, here's what's going on. But my question is, does VATS run on heat? Like, would it be able to pick up the xenomorph?
Actually, we don't have to answer that question because vats can affect robots too.
Yeah, but robots do produce heat as well as humans.
Okay, maybe
So,
that's a bit of true, especially with the Mr. Handies and big robot military thing.
the
I was
sentry bot?
yeah, the Sentry Bot. But I was thinking about the turrets and Mr. Roboto.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Well, I can get the Servitron, which has a big glowing light on their head, and maybe the Sentry guns because they have a glowing light as well.
yeah.
But when you target a computer chip, I wonder.
Hmm. Let's just say
So
that it's able to pick up on not only heat signatures, but it can pick up on certain. It scans the creature, finds its weak points, and points it out the to the lone wanderer. Let's just argue that for a moment.
yes, yes.
So, if something
Well, I
like
believe
that were given to, say, the lone wanderer, and he was up against a xenomorph, even if it's completely dark, which would be perfect for a xenomorph, the lone wanderer can just activate VATS, freeze time, and unload whatever gun he has.
okay, maybe not necessarily freeze time, but to our perspective, yeah, it was like at best slow time down.
Yeah, at least in
But
Fallout 4.
yeah, but here's another thing: if you play in Fallout New Vegas and
Mm-hmm.
you go to like fight Nightkids with the stealth boys,
Yeah,
when you use VATS, it does point out where they are. The problem is you cannot hit any of them if you're in VATS.
right.
So maybe I was thinking like it'd be maybe kind of like that. How
Okay.
it'll tell you where they are. You just can't like point out the weakness or specific the
Yeah.
specific.
Okay, I guess we can say that we can argue that fact as well. Then again, I think it
Like
was an earlier model of the Pip-Boy, but don't correct me if I'm wrong.
yeah, I mean technically all models of Pit Boys are earlier models and the latest models as well.
Yeah, I think the latest model I think that I remember on hand is the 3000.
Yeah, and unless maybe there was a Fallout 5 instead of that Fallout 76, that maybe gets you into like the factories of the Pip Boys, maybe you can actually get the prototype.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how they could implement like how they could replace the Pip Boy because I don't know, man. Pip Boy is as good as it is.
Yeah, I mean, a Pip-Boy is basically his best friend in work, even against a xenomorph.
You know what? Maybe the Pip Boy 3100.
Hmm.
Maybe instead of the light just flashing on your wrist, it will have an actual flashlight.
Maybe.
Yeah, so instead of point like explode, like make the area around you glow, it'll just like act like a flash.
Yeah, that could be cool. And especially if you're like using like a say a rifle or a pistol, instead of like having that awful glow
Yeah.
effect, which would be basically spotted out by anyone that's smarter than a box of rocks.
Well, I mean, you can't have the glow, but you can blast out your radio. I
Yeah.
guess you have some AirPods.
Yep.
Oh no, the Lone Wanderer. That's the Deathclaw territory. Don't go. Oh no, he has AirPods.
Anyways, I think against a one-on-one fight, I think the Lone Wanderer will win, and it's mostly based off of Fats and whatever he has on his arsenal. I don't think a landmine's gonna be very effective against a xenomorph. I'm pretty sure it could work, but when
Only if they're like hoarding or like in swarm.
only if they're hoarding or on the ground, because they do tend to climb the walls and ceilings. Again, a lot of this is dependent on where it's at. Like for
Yeah.
example, if it was say inside of a mall, well, in a mall there's a lot of rooms, a lot of hallways and corridors and places where it can easily hide. Whereas one lone wanderer, even if he had a pretty decent arsenal and had VATS, so we know that the xenomorph can easily just sneak up on people.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of people, why don't we drop the Lone Wanderer argument and ask how would Fallout react to a xenomorph infestation?
I kind of imagine it would be kind of similar to Hagen's Hope. You know, the town, the place that they go to in the second movie.
What second movie?
Oh, okay. So there's Alien, Aliens, Aliens 3, and Aliens
Okay.
Resurrection. From at least the original series.
All right.
Aliens takes place on the same planet, except now there's a colony of at least 180 or so people. And basically, one of the people gets a face hugger on their face and they try to remove it and stuff. Much like how they did in the first movie.
Yep.
Long story short, the xenomorph basically dragged him off into the nuclear reactor area or the coolant area. I think it's the coolant area, and basically plants them on the wall while bringing back some eggs or implanting some eggs on the floor, aka becoming a queen, and then becoming more facehuggers and xenomorphs. So I feel like something very similar to that would actually happen to the capital wasteland, let alone the world. Because if gone unchecked and gone unnoticed, the people of the wasteland would be screwed.
I think the biggest problem for the wasteland is the lack of information
Yeah,
because they have to actually walk their way everywhere.
yeah. Unless they're riding Brahmin, I don't see a whole lot of horses, let alone working vehicles.
Yep. I don't think there's ever a working vehicle other than vertebrates, and maybe that's a counter towards communication. But vertebrates are,
Yeah,
brother of steel
they're
technology.
used by Brotherhood of Steel and the Enclave. And those are the only two forces that I think would even have a remote chance against Xenomorph forces.
Well, maybe if not for their armor. In fact, I believe their armor is still useless against it. Maybe it can help against like punching a xenomorph to death, but after that you're screwed because I think the xenomorph can cut through not only like through the armor, but they can also
You might
grab
want to
through that
reconnect
too.
and disconnect. You're sounding distant.
Okay, give me a second. My dad is calling.
Alright. But yeah, this is starting to become a very interesting. This is becoming very interesting indeed. Ugh. Do, do, do. Oh boy. Yeah. Better put all this stuff away then. Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
And just when I was muting myself. Anyways, where were we?
Sorry about that.
It's alright.
Okay,
Uh,
so you were busy talking about Alien 2.
right. I think we left off on the Brotherhood and the Enclave were the only two people that could even remotely take on the Xenomorph threat.
Oh yeah, the Brotherhood Steel and Enclave. To which I responded how their power armor is not really good in the long run.
That and acid for blood. Even if they were to beat these things either at range or in melee range, I mean, regardless, it would just take a few xenomorphs to have the bright idea that, hey, this is a guy in a giant metal suit. Let's kill one of our own kind, because they will do that as a last resort in order to get out of a sticky situation, and they could kill whoever's within that power armor. Because we do know that the xenomorph's blood is basically molecular acid, which is strong enough to go through basically 3 floors in the original movie.
All right.
So I am gonna say that if they if they didn't play their cards right, the xenomorphs as a whole would destroy both the Enclave and the Brotherhood of Steel,
Okay.
and that's being very generous and
Mm.
optimistic about their chances, which there isn't any when it comes to a xenomorph. I think that if the information was widely spread and widely known, then maybe the wasteland as a whole could survive, but there would definitely be a ton of losses.
Maybe, just maybe.
Also, we're talking about a post-apocalyptic wasteland filled with radiation. And I'm not too sure how a xenomorph fares against radiation. For the benefit of the doubt, I'm going to say that they're immune.
Hmm. All right.
Again, benefit for the doubt, we haven't really seen them face radiation, so I don't know.
All right. That's true. That reminds me. You know the in Fallout 4 there is the Sons of Adam.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. If indeed the aliens are harmed by radiation, they the Sons of Adam will probably be the last to be destroyed, at least for the time being, before the aliens adapt eventually.
or assuming that they didn't capture one of them and face hugger them and get their immunity.
That too. Which, considering how in Fallout 4 do meet some guys with who are far away from from the atom. Well,
Yeah,
not atom, no, the bombs.
from
That's
the
gonna be like,
I forgot what it was called, but I think it was called the Green Sea or something like that. Oh no, wait, it was called the Glowing Sea. It was called the Glowing Sea.
yeah, the glowing sea.
Considering that they go out of that area and one xenomorph could probably take at least 3 of them on and probably bring them back to their hive and face hugger them, basically.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say that it's possible that they can be immune if they're not already immune to radiation.
Oh, oh man.
Because we do know that the xenomorph can basically adapt to any race. Like, legitimately, the facehugger, as long as it gets onto something or someone, we know that it could basically come out a different creature. Typically based off of their race and whatnot. For example, if a facehugger were to get onto a dog, we get the runner xenomorph.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, would the same thing fall upon the Fallout monsters? Hells yes.
Sorry if I'm late.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Oh my goodness, you are so late, man.
Yeah, by a
I
good.
did not mean.
Yeah,
Like I thought, I'm pretty sure I'm only 40 minutes. Okay.
well, we basically kind of canceled the Dungeons and Dragons, and we were just decided to do the Geek On. But if you guys still want, we can do that.
Yeah. Sorry if I was a little late. I kind of got entranced with Skyrim. Yeah,
Oh,
I was playing through Dark Brotherhood.
Ah.
sure, you got a chance to Skyrim. Talk to me when you kill nobody and still advance your Dark Brother.
Anyways,
I was playing through Dark Brotherhood.
where were we before Will came in?
I think Xenomorphs.
Yeah, we were doing Geek On.
Morphs, yeah.
Want to join up?
Uh, I do like getting my geek on, but I'm not really a xenomorph expert.
Oh no.
Or am I a
Okay.
Yautja expert?
We were talking about how the Fallout's wasteland would fare up against a xenomorph infestation.
Ah, okay. Alright, I'm somewhat knowledgeable on Fallout, but not quite that much.
Don't.
Like Elder Scrolls, yeah, you can definitely rely on me when it comes to Elder Scrolls knowledge, but that's about it.
Ooh, there's another topic for another day. Saving that for later.
Obviously not.
Like,
The Elder Scroll will die.
Right?
oh man, xenomorphs and Elder Scrolls. Yeah, Elder Scrolls would not survive.
The only thing that would survive remotely would be the Dwarvish constructs, if even.
No, they
Yeah,
won't. They won't enter because remember they still have acid.
No, like what I'm saying is that they won't mess around with them. More
it's not
likely.
really. Well, it's more
If
like they can't mess around with them.
Remember, the aliens love
actually,
xenomorph.
should
Loves
we
cake.
switch this topic to see how well they'll fare in Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, sure.
You
Well,
know
Like,
what?
I think I'm pretty sure as long as the xenomorphs can keep well enough within the shadows, and like just and make sure and make sure it takes a while for them to get discovered. I think the xenomorphs could take it in.
Yeah. Anyways, let's start discussing.
It does depend. What time frame are we talking? Like, are we talking like
Uh,
Oblivion? Are we talking like?
we'll talk about the latest installment for the Elder Scrolls, which would be the Skyrim intro.
All right. So that would include
either
dragons.
Skyrim or online
So,
or
we'll
That would
do we'll do Skyrim as reference.
All right, if that's the case, then Xenomorphs definitely win.
Yeah, because we're talking about a civil war. We're talking about multiple caves entrances. Some of them with
okay.
And also, no, we're just talking about time frame. We're not talking about location.
Well, yeah. If we're talking about time frame, they'll definitely win. Cause, yeah, dragon.
Yeah, well, no, not quite.
Actually, there's an interesting question. Could the face hugger kill a dragon?
The question is, can the Xenomorphs assimilate a dragon?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
Eh,
Because, I mean, a dragon. Remember, dragons kind of come back to life if not killed by the dragonborn.
yeah. But they came back to life even without a dragon, even with the killing of a dragonborn.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
Wait. What do you mean by even if they get killed by a dragonborn?
Oh,
What do you mean by that?
in one of the quests where Delphine basically tells you that, hey, there's a dragon attacking over here. Let's go over here, and see if you're the actual dragonborn. We see Alduin basically resurrecting a dragon back from the dead.
Oh, yeah. Well, it could be simplified to like, Alduin is powerful enough to revive other dragons. Like,
and maybe that particular dragon wasn't necessarily killed by a dragonborn.
Maybe.
Because killed, it just needs a dragonborn to kill them permanently.
Maybe.
Because they can come back to life eventually. It's a lot like Doom.
Okay, Will might have a point. Maybe they do die.
Okay.
It's just that like if you want to make sure they don't come back to life ever, as in like no one is there to revive them, you have to use a dragonborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Doomsday.
Yeah. It's very much like Doomsday. But my question is, could a xenomorph take down a dragon?
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. Like especially if it's a queen.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think a
Like
drone.
the only thing that queen, like the only thing the xenomorphs have to worry about when it comes to dragons is well the fire breath.
Fire and ice.
No, I'm pretty sure xenomorphs can actually survive the vacuum of space, so I'm pretty sure they're pretty
Well,
resistant to cold.
we know that they're resistant to cold, but they're not, immune.
Yeah, but they're still resistant to cold. I think the only thing they gotta really worry about is like mages with fire magic, fire dragons, and anything that spews fire.
May I?
Oh,
May I?
yeah. Go
Go
on.
ahead.
Kill it with fire!
Mm.
Oh, that brings us to the topic: fire magic.
Yeah, because there are mages within the Elder Scrolls universe, and knowledge is well spread within the Elder Scrolls universe. So the question is, could a xenomorph survive in the Elder Scrolls? Possibly.
I suppose
Oh, here's
if
another
you
question: could a xenomorph assimilate a mage
Uh,
and learn magic?
we'll say that for the benefit of the doubt, that's a huge maybe.
I
That's a bit of
believe
an
that
maybe.
I believe it requires a sentient dot more than a hive mind to actually learn magic. I
I
mean, you
don't
might
know.
want to take a yeah. Let's take a farmers for example. The farmers are not hive or like they're not hive minded. All right,
Yeah, but they have
they're just
magic,
knowing.
but they're using like
Yeah,
scepters and common spells that you can get at any
yeah.
local library.
Which means that in some form, some way, they still retain their sentience.
Yep. So the question
Mhm.
is, could a xenomorph learn that sentience or remotely their magic? Again, like I said, I think this is a huge maybe on that front.
Personally, I say no. Because we've been through so many xenomorph comics that
Uh,
there's no such thing as a sentient xenomorph, and
Yeah.
if they do learn how to speak, it's only to lure prey.
on a
Well,
mimic.
there's something I would like to see.
Actually, you can
Uh,
technically see it because
oh man, but yeah.
there's a
Time frame.
what?
How about we
Excuse
talk time frames? If it's Oblivion Crisis, well, if it's during Oblivion Crisis, then xenomorphs lose hands down. You know
Oh
why?
yeah, because of the whole Oblivion gates and whatnot, and Hell demons coming into our world, right?
And the Dremora, and not to mention the literal plane of fire.
Yep.
Yep.
They would not be able to survive unless their adaptability were, aka if a facehugger were to able to impregnate, say, a demon.
Dremora, you mean?
Yeah, one of the Jamora that had a mouth and wasn't, spewing fire. Could that xenomorph that comes out of it be immune to that fire?
Perhaps.
I don't know. This is definitely very interesting right here.
Yeah. Because there's a lot more There's like a lot more things in Elder Scrolls that could prove a challenge to a xenomorph infestation.
Oh yeah, specifically
So let's see.
demons.
During the events of online, like Second Era,
Yeah,
during like the freaking invasion of Molag Bal.
yeah. They probably would not survive.
Yeah, because there's a lot of danger coming in, and a lot of them spew fire, I believe.
Yep. I think we can agree that in those two events that the Xenomorphs would lose hands down. Also, we kind of have to
Oh, man.
discuss the elephant in the room. Location. Where would they technically crash land on?
Oh, I can see
The
them fucking
mountain.
thriving in Black Marsh.
Oh yeah, Black Marsh would be easy.
Oh, yeah, oh man,
Skyrim.
Black Marsh is like bountiful for them.
I think Black Marsh and Skyrim would probably be the most likely two candidates.
Well, there's also
Remember,
jungles of elsewhere.
Well, we never really seen them in the jungle. We don't know how well they'll fare, technically
Well,
speaking.
Black Marsh is roughly jungle like.
True.
Like jungles are known to have forests for like high big old trees and a lot of water. So
Yeah.
see them surviving in the jungle areas like Valenwood, elsewhere.
But yeah,
I don't see them doing all that well in desert regions such as Hammerfell or like a
True.
small section of High Rock.
they could probably survive out there if they were to drag up a
Well,
red guard.
what about the woods? Well,
Uh,
like the high.
ooh,
Oh,
but
you mean Somerset?
Yeah, Somerset.
Somerset Isles. If I recall, it's basically was quoted to be basically permanent summer over there or something like that.
Oh yeah, the name Somerset.
Yeah.
So
So
let's assume that basically it's a tropical region area kind of area.
That trailer from for Elder Scrolls Online Somerset is anything to go by.
Yeah,
Seems, seems remotely subtropical.
yeah. So which means that the temperatures would be roughly around say 70, maybe 90 degrees.
That sounds about right.
And this is just estimating.
Alright. So yeah, I definitely see them thriving there too.
Quite possibly. But again,
There is a lot of water that they can hide in.
true. And
Because
even
xenomorphs do actually like water.
yeah, and they are they're pretty damn good swimmers according to the fourth one.
Yeah.
So we're talking about something that can easily swim, and the elves are basically on an island. Yeah, they're screwed.
Yeah. You know,
What about the island with the dark
I
elves?
don't really see the Aldmeri Dominion doing that well, like doing that well against them.
I wonder which one would actually do very well. I think
Man, you want to know who would do amazing against the Xenomorphs? Like, like the one province that would kick Xenomorph ass?
yeah.
Arwen.
Oh yeah, because of the volcanic ash and stuff.
Yeah, it's literally an ashen wasteland, and with a lot of lava and hot ash and shit. And like
yeah, that
and every single citizen can literally envelop themselves in fire.
Yeah.
that and it's Hammerfell because both are pretty hot. And I
Yeah,
think it's pretty difficult
I think
for
those two
Xenomorph.
regions, if they were to keep things in check and whatnot, would most likely have the most survivors.
And they would be the most survivable. But I definitely see tomorrow when this just kicking absolute xenomorph ass.
Assuming they don't become automatically immune after they get one face hugger onto them and whatnot, and assuming that they couldn't cast their spells.
Here's the thing though. Oh, yes, Dunmer have fire resistance, but even the Dunmer had to flee from when freaking Red Mountain blew.
Oh yeah,
Yep. And remember, the Dummers can still die from fire magic.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but they are able to envelop themselves in fire, and they are quite proficient with destruction and fire magic.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I would assume so. I think those two regions would most likely survive. So I think most likely
Yeah, I think what you need
case.
to defeat, I think what you need to defeat xenomorphs is like a more well-rounded race.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, do have that. They are very well-rounded in like almost every aspect.
Yeah.
Wait,
Which
actually,
faction would deal the best against them is my personal question. Because we got.
I honestly do not see the Dark Brotherhood doing all that great, nor the Sea Guild.
Yeah, I don't think. I was talking like major factions, but okay.
Mage's
Those are
skill
main
can
factions.
definitely go to.
I think the Dark Brotherhood would be easily snuffed out by the Xenomorphs.
Yeah.
The Mage's Guild is definitely a go-to for everyone at that point. It's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
the most powerful faction after the Xenomorph. And
Yeah, because you can't kill it with a sword or any melee
Well, you
weapon.
can, but
Well, you probably could, but again, blood for acid. As soon as you even remotely cut off a limb, that you got blood on your sword, you got the blood that's spewing everywhere, and it basically melts.
uh-huh.
Right.
which later leads me to fighting the Xenomorph. There is scrolls and magic out there that envelops you in flame. Like you
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to be a dumber to become just a
Oh
walking
yeah.
torch.
You don't really need to be any race. I mean, I played basically every race in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and basically, regardless of your race, as long as you're able to quote read
Oh,
and able to say read a book and learn the spell and incantations and whatnot, you're able to cast that spell.
right.
So,
Yeah.
which means theoretically, everyone that's not illiterate would literally be the new master race of the world.
I think, although
Yep.
I still think Dunmer would be able to take the cake because they do that as it is.
Oh yeah, most likely. I think the Empire will easily fall against a Xenomorph infestation if they
I
didn't
think
have magic on their side.
Yeah.
of course, most would easily empires would easily fall.
Oh yeah.
But remember, this is still. Are we? Is it like how big is the threat of the xenomorphs by that time? Is it like enough to like fill up a gap, or is it like
Oh,
vampires now?
I just thought of a really interesting question that I raised.
Right?
Think what happened if a Daedric prince managed to get impregnated?
Oh good god.
Is that possible?
You're able to kill them, so I assume it's feasible.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
okay.
can theoretically kill a Daedric prince. It is possible. You sort of kill Jiglag, which is like say Gorov's weird good guy personality. You hurt him.
Okay. I think the soul goes back to Oblivion, where like they'll be like
Hmm.
create a new body, but I suppose their body will stay.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
the question is, would the power imbued in that body be invested into the xenomorph that comes out of
I
it?
I feel like
That's
the
actually
only reason
there's
I feel like
actually a good way you. That's actually a good way you can get like a sentient xenomorph is just impregnate a prince.
Or one of the gods if they decide to be, kind of going all
I don't
Zeus.
I don't think that's possible.
I don't.
The
Yeah,
gods don't
I
do
don't
that
think
shit.
it's gonna be real. I don't think it's gonna be possible for them to get gods because first off, yeah, since when do you see like a physical whole like when do you physically?
When do you physically see a deity come onto like in any of the Elder Scrolls?
Oh, never.
No, no, exactly. As
There
for
was
the
like that
Daedrics,
one time, and there was like that one time, and it wasn't even Akatosh himself; it was his avatar.
Yeah.
yep. And
So,
then there's and as for Daedric princes, I feel like
See
their
them all
soul is
the
something.
time. You can basically see them all the time. Hell, in
Yeah,
Skyrim, you
yeah.
run
But
into like half of them.
oh yeah.
I feel like those are their avatars. However, just only their
Oh
avatars,
no, that's
not their
definitely their
actual being.
physical forms. Trust me, that
Which
is actually their physical forms.
so
Oh,
which
really?
means which means if a facehugger were to get on half of them, that's half, which I forgot how many. I think it's like 12 or something like
And
that.
imagine what would happen if freaking Shea Gorath got impregnated.
Oh good
I
god.
don't think that's
That would be a
again. I don't think that's possible.
Wait,
I
while
don't,
knowing Shea Gorath, he would probably let it happen just to see what would happen.
Oh yeah, probably.
again, they're still gods in some aspect or another.
Yeah, but what the
It's
question is, would the gods basically, come in and try to stop the xenomorph threat? Because they don't really take a whole lot. I mean, to me, it feels like it's mostly Norse mythology where they're there, but they don't come in and interact with the world around them only every now and again.
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's only in like small, minute, like instances. But there are the cases where it's like a rather large occurrence.
Yeah,
But the only reason freaking what's his face was able to get out was because he had a lot of help.
yeah. I think overall, if the gods were to stay out, and if the Daedric Princess basically stayed away, I say most likely the Elder Scrolls world would be screwed.
It reads like
True.
it reads like if it at first,
But
then Morrowind and Hammerfell will come back into power because fire.
yeah, but here's my counter argument with the almost screwed. There is a chance, a very small chance, for whoever's left standing basically become the next new world power, not only destroying the xenomorph threat, but ending them once for all. This is a world where information is well known. This is a world where you could basically go to any mage within, say, a certain city and buy their books and scrolls to use to defend yourself. I mean, even if you can't cast a spell yourself, there are scrolls that you can buy both in basically all the provinces of Tambriel and whatnot.
And there
And
are also stabs.
Huh?
There are also stabs.
that too. But basically, when we drove that into the equation, basically, now, right there, then, I say it's at least a 50-50.
Yeah. Also, weren't we gonna try getting back onto the whole like Roll20 thing?
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
it was canceled.
oh yeah, I kind of canceled that.
I was personally looking forward to that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
you'll have to wait for the next week for it to come.
No worries, I still got the what's going to be happening next week, so.
Oh,
So,
Yep.
yeah, my bad.
it's fine.
But yeah, Fallout would be totally screwed because the information's not that well versed. The only information that you can really find is like pre-war stuff, and even then, most of that is stated.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus, there is the matter. But what about all the radiation?
Uh,
Yeah.
we don't know. We said they could be immune, but again, we don't know because we never seen the xenomorph confront.
I highly doubt xenomorphs are immune.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's also the atom,
they won't be immune at first until they like touch a son of Adam.
aka impregnate the son of Adam.
Uh,
And assuming that they got enough of those, because they do come out of the glowing sea and whatnot every now and again, which means they could build up a small army and whatnot that would be completely immune to radiation, assuming they are immune in the first place.
yeah, but here's the
Oh,
thing: there are still nuclear devices and such that are like dormant and shit.
well, yeah, but
If Section Fallout 4 or anything to go by.
what's the likelihood of, say, a nuclear bomb going off, say, in the Fallout 3 Capital Wasteland and whatnot?
Pretty likely, seeing as how there are Fat Mans.
Well, yeah, there are Fatmans,
Yeah.
but what happens when you run out? And there's still xenomorphs. Yeah, screwed. That's what happens.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like the freaking what's their faces like the science guys from Fallout 4.
The Brotherhood.
The
Oh wait, the Institute. Well, actually, they could survive.
They literally created a nuclear reactor from like an old ruin of one. You know.
True.
Yeah, and how long did that took?
210 years, apparently.
Yeah, roughly in the timeline of 210 years. People don't exactly have 210 years when it comes to Xenom.
Yeah, they have
Oh,
like.
unless they're a ghoul.
I'm willing to bet that they would tear up the ghouls.
Yeah, they're gonna eat the ghoul alive, which leads me to another point. Ghouls.
Actually, would.
Yeah, look, if they can't find a son of Adam, they can always eat up a ghoul, which means they'll take up their innate radiation.
Not to mention the radioactive monsters.
Yes. So Yeah.
So
They
not all of the monsters are actually innately radioactive,
Oh
nor do
no.
they nor do they necessarily have a resistance to radiation. It's just they're just mutated.
Yeah, but once you have that mutated gene and you can find it, basically, it's only a matter of
Like look at
mutations.
Death Claws. Look at Death Claws. They're not necessarily resistant to radiation. Hit it. They're just really freakishly mutated.
Yeah. Good God, could you?
Well, wait. They're not mutated. They're actually created as a military project.
Oh
Then they're
yeah.
mutated.
Anyways, I think long story short, I think the Fallout universe would be screwed.
Yeah. Now we talked about the monsters. Yeah, they're gonna be screwed. And which leads me to the Skyrim. What if an alien ate up a troll?
Or what if they impregnated a giant?
That too. That too.
Or impregnated one of those demons?
Or
Whoa.
what do you think would happen if they managed to impregnate like one of them, like one of the great heroes? You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm
for
gonna have to
example,
go.
the Last Dragonborn, the Narrow. Or if we're doing this like during Oblivion, Kavach. Or if we're going off the notion that the hero of Kavach became Shelgorath after Shivering Isles, then there's that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to say goodbye for now because
All right.
got a bit of
I
other
think
stuff
we
going
should probably wrap this up soon. So I think the Elder Scrolls would be kind of boned, but there is a chance.
Yeah, they have a better chance than Fallout at
Oh
least.
yeah, by a long shot.
on. Ironically.
For Yautja, all right, Yautja though.
Ooh.
All right, guys. See.
All right. Bye, Jake.
Uh,
All right. So the Yalcha. So
Yautja in Fallout. I do not if like the Yautja in Fallout. I do not see the Yautja coming out.
I actually see. I think it's gonna go be like how it was presented in the first movie, except two problems. One, Pit Boys and Vets.
Yeah.
Even though that the Lone Wanderer is basically the only person that's seen to be traveling alone doing all these quests and whatnot, I think if the Yalcha was to go up against the Lone Wanderer, the Lone Wanderer would win.
And there's like the three Fallout heroes, like the lone survivor, the
Hmm.
courier, and the lone wanderer.
And not to mention the Soul Survivor.
I actually don't see the lone wanderer coming out in that.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they are 19 and they barely seen any conflict until they got outside the vault. So I guess
Oh,
as an argument's sake, he could
I thought the
not.
lone wanderer was. I thought the lone wanderer was the guy from 4.
No, that would be the Soul Survivor.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to that fact.
Well, anyway, like the lone wanderer, he's just like this guy that's inexperienced in the ways of combat.
Yeah, I think the Lone Wanderer could defeat a Yalcha. Not very likely.
And given if he's like surviving like for a good couple years, maybe like a decade.
Eh, I say
Definitely,
that because of his.
I most certainly see the courier just fucking wrecking ass on Yautja.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Here's the thing, yeah, because here's the thing, the courier. Yeah, he's a freaking wasteland vet. He grew up in the wasteland. He knows how the wasteland works.
Yep. And even though
Use
he
that,
was
he can use that
shot,
knowledge. He can use that knowledge to his advantage.
yep.
And not to mention, the dude is super fucking lucky.
I mean, who survives 2 gunshots in the head?
Yeah,
Anyways,
and not to mention the courier has a fucking space laser.
Yep. Well, that's if they choose to keep
And
it.
if we're implementing old world blues, he's
Yep.
also a cyborg.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think against the courier, he would definitely lose most likely. I think the courier does have a lot more of a chance, but we're talking about an alien creature that is basically practically invisible. Like I said, I think the only saving grace that any of these heroes have is because of their Pip-Boys and Vats. Mainly because of two things. We know that the Predator can hunt by using heat. So, do these Pip-Boys pick up on the heat and pheromones? If that is the case, then basically anyone that has a Pip-Boy will basically be able to know where this guy is and know where to shoot.
Well, and here's another thing: the courier can actually see through invisibility somewhat.
That's true.
Because remember remember when he had to help those ghouls in the little space station place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he had to clear out the super mutants.
Mhm.
Remember, a lot of them were invisible, but he was supposedly able to kind of see them.
Yeah.
Light bouncing off.
And and the Yalcha's invisibility is kind of similar to the Nightkin.
Right.
So it becomes a question of could the courier take on an even more advanced Nightkin?
Yeah, pretty much. And I would say, yeah,
I think it's
that
very
works
much
now.
of a possibility, depending on how strong the visibility is.
Well, think about it. If you implement every DLC from New Vegas, yeah, the courier has it on lockdown. He would most certainly be able to manage at least one Yautja.
Yeah, but
The dude's been through a way worse.
yeah, I mean, someone surviving 2 gunshots on the head.
Yeah. And not to mention, he's dealt with a lot of shit.
Yep. So,
Like,
an invisible killer from outer space? Yeah, I've seen that before.
yeah, the dude literally dealt with fucking cyborgs, robots,
Yeah, so
all that jazz.
yeah, the guy's not screwed. That's for sure. I think the
Yeah,
soul
like,
serve. I think
like
this.
I think he's got like a slight edge over the Yautja.
Yeah, I think the.
The Lone Wanderer, I definitely see just getting utterly shit faced.
I think the Soul Survivor would completely get utterly wrecked by the Yalcha.
No, not necessarily, because remember, the Soul Survivor was actually in the military.
Well, depending on which one you play it as, either male or female. The
Yeah, true.
male.
But if we're going off probably what it would be considered
Yeah,
canon, which is
we'll go off by the trailer, which shows that it is a guy. So, which means he does have military training. He has dealt with the Chinese, which had stealth suits at the time. So
yeah.
the question is, could he take on a more advanced stealth Chinese? I
Alright.
think
Well, could he
it's I think it's
with a super
feasible.
mutant? We're using stealth suit technology.
Yeah, I think it's feasible, not very likely.
I think the Soul Survivor's got about as much chance as freaking Arnold did in the first movie.
Oh yeah. Which even then, his chances looked very slim.
Like he was lucky to figure out that the mud hit him.
Yeah. Which actually brings
Yeah,
up to my
really.
next question: Would the Lone Wanderer and both the Survivor figure this out, as well as the Courier? I think the Courier would definitely figure this out very quickly.
Yeah.
Soul Survivor and Lone Wanderer, I think it would have to be an accident.
Actually, I can actually see the Lone Wanderer figuring it out because remember he's supposedly like super smart.
True. So we'll say that the both of them could probably figure it out very easily. But could the Soul Survivor figure this out? Now there's the question. I
Moment.
think it's a. Oh,
Okay, I'm back.
all right.
I'm back.
I think most likely, and this is just my opinion, when it comes to the Soul Survivor, I think it would have to be an accident for him to figure it out.
Yeah. And although I think Courier could figure it out, I don't see it being that high of a chance. Like he
Yeah.
can't, he could very much figure it out. He is higher than Soul Survivor, but not that much higher. It's
Yeah, right?
like Soul Survivor is like 5%, while like Courier's like maybe like 30%.
Yeah.
I definitely see the Lone Wanderer being like a good 50 to 55.
Yeah, and this is assuming that they figure out that, hey, this guy can't see heat. Let's cover us up with something that will basically deflect the heat.
Yeah. And then there's the next question. Do they even have mud?
Well, I think it depends on their region. We know that the courier is basically somewhere within the Arizona region, so probably not.
Well, no, it's more like Nevada.
Well, Nevada, Arizona, that kind of region. So
Well, it is called New Vegas.
True. I think most likely there isn't mud out there unless it's radioactive mud.
Yeah.
Let's see. The capital wasteland, which is Washington D.C., which was formerly a swamp and probably will become basically a swamp after the bombs. I would say probably there is some mud somewhere.
But again, it's probably radioactive.
Yeah, I think if we're talking about mud, I think it's a safe bet to say that it's most likely radioactive wherever you find it.
All right. Here's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Does the stealth suit Mark III from New Vegas, like Old World Blues DLC, heat signatures?
We'll say possibly.
Yeah, because it does. Because it can't. I think it does hide you from robots.
Yeah.
I feel like robots would have something like that.
Yeah, but it's again we're talking about semi-advanced robots. We're talking robots that were kind of drawn up in the 50s.
Yeah, true. They are like 50 is.
So
But
something like
they are robots. Consider that the robots he dealt with were a bit more advanced because, yeah,
true. We'll say that that's a huge possibility.
it's a good maybe.
Yeah, it's definitely a good maybe. If that's the case, it's the case of like Yalcha versus another Yalcha.
Oh man! Now here's a good question.
Mm.
Yellow and Elder Scrolls.
Ooh, the Elder Scrolls. I was about to lead it towards that.
Yeah.
I think in one Yalcha versus any of the typical heroes from New Vegas, Fallout 3, and Fallout 4, their chances vary.
When it comes to, well, what about the heroes from Elder Scrolls?
Again, I think it very much varies.
Well, let's consider this. What is each one supposed to be like kind of like canonically supposed to like wear and what are they canonically able to do?
Right. I think the Dragonborn honestly
The Dragonborn does have it hands down, man.
Oh yeah, the Dragonborn would have it hands down, no questions.
He could probably make the freaking Yautja his slave.
Maybe.
And Will, remember?
Oh yeah. Because of the shouts of Will and stuff.
Bend Will.
Yeah. We also have to throw in the magic as well too as a factor.
Right. But yeah, shout. There's like several shouts that just utterly fuck with things.
Yeah. I think one Yalcha versus the Dragonborn, Dragonborn wins about 95% of the time.
Yeah, because the dude can like freaking slow time, summon 2 different dragons,
Yep.
and like
So,
freaking causes a freaking storm, like literally changes the weather.
yeah. So against the Dragonborn, the Yalcha has no chance unless the Yalcha shoots him.
Even then, I don't really see that because yeah.
But the question is, would the Dragonborn be able to see the Yalcha before the Yalcha basically kills him?
That is the good question.
It's a question of reaction. Who would attacks first?
Oh, honestly, I do still see the Dragonborn winning out in that because
Well, he
hey,
can't. He can't win.
no, to use the shouts, all he needs to do is just speak.
Yeah. Here's the thing. He wouldn't know what lasers are. He wouldn't know what they are. Anything, if the Predator movies have taught me anything, is that anyone that's from basically a before lasers and whatnot were invented, most people would be thinking, "What the hell is that?" and trying to scrape it off. I think the Dragonborn would be very similar to this, and all the Predator needs to do is aim it.
Here's the thing: this is a world with magic.
Yeah, but would there be a spell that causes a laser type effect? Probably not.
There is actually
Oh, is there?
there's like a master level destruction lightning spell called like freaking lightning storm or something like that, and
Right.
it's just literally a Kamehameha but with lightning.
Ah. But even then, he would be looking for the caster, and if he can't see the caster, well, off goes his head.
True, but again, he's got a lot of AoE.
True. I say for the overall, the Dragonborn would most likely win against a single Yalcha, but there is a chance for the Yalcha to win.
Yeah, and there is the likelihood that there can be more than one.
Yeah. At most we've ever seen in most of the Predator movies. I think I've only seen like 3.
And I'm pretty sure it's only the Bad Bloods that really do the whole group tactic thing.
That's true. So, most likely, if the if the Dragonborn went up against one, he would most likely win. Now, let's discuss about the other heroes.
The Nerevarine.
Uh,
Freaking reincarnation of Nerevar.
honestly, no clue.
Oh, I can help you with this. Well, alright, so, you know Morrowind, right?
Yes, I do know
You
Merlin.
know, do you kind of just knew the general plot?
Yeah.
And there's like an evil guy, and like you're the reincarnation of some like kind of like demigod type of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in Morrowind, you play as the reincarnation of Nerevar, the kind of chosen champion of.
Right. Well, the question is, could
And,
he...
and ancient Chimer general.
Right. If...
And supposedly Nerevar was the greatest warrior, and he was quite powerful.
Right. I mean, the Predator's a very much of an expert when it comes to melee combat. There is no doubt. And that plus, we're talking about something that can kill you without its invisibility, basically making it invisible.
Mm.
Unless he was drawing a weapon. You remember the spear that he used in Aliens vs. Predator? Think of something like that. If he were to draw a spear, which would basically impale whoever was on the receiving end, that's the only time that a weapon would become visible.
Mm-hmm.
And assuming that the same thing also applies to his equipment, that means anything that the predator has would be practically invisible until the person was literally caught on the rear end of it.
But here's the thing: there is a prophecy in Morrowind.
Yeah.
Fulfill like 3 things, and one of them is quite a good detail. The Nerevarin's immortal.
Oh.
Like, not like straight up like immortal. Like he can still die if you like chop his head off and shit.
Right. But the soul is immortal.
But no, he just doesn't age and he's immune to like disease.
Well, yeah, he's not going to exactly kill him, but the predator's not going to go over there and basically infect him with a disease.
Alright.
He's going to cut his ass down.
Depending on how long after Morrowind could tilt.
True.
No, because then the Nerevarine would have like a good few centuries of experience.
Yeah. If that was the case, then I would give him the victory. But if it was the case of him just in it before then and just in his main prime area, aka when he was in Morrowind, most likely he would die.
I don't know, actually. Nerevarine is actually super powerful, man. Especially if we're going off the fact that he's a Dunmer.
Yeah. Let's say it's a 50-50 on that, yeah?
No. Nerevarine takes the cake, trust me.
I still think it's 50-50, but alright, let's continue.
Dude. Is the chosen hero and general of Azura, a Daedric.
Well, yeah, I understand that part, but what I'm saying is that the guy is still technically mortal, and a mortal body could still be killed. Even if he was quote immortal, can't age, and cannot be diseased, he could still die by a melee weapon.
Yeah, and guess what? He's actually still alive during the events of Skyrim.
Ah.
How good he is at combat.
Again, we're going off assumptions here and whatnot, so.
He is actually still alive during the events of Skyrim. He's like off somewhere in Akavir.
Ah. I think, like I said, if he had years of experience and whatnot, and was truly immortal, cannot die and whatnot, then yeah, I would tip the scales into his favor.
Oh, immortal in the sense that he can't age.
Yeah, but in that case, I have to say that it's 50-50.
No, because here's the thing: if he's a Dunmer and he's going off of that tradition, like Dunmer tradition, then he's bow, sword, and magic.
Yeah, but the question is, could the magic detect where he is? I mean, I know there is clairvoyance and whatnot, so.
And there is Aura Whisper. There is like detect life, and detect undead, all that.
Yeah, but he's not undead. Most likely, the detect life would basically ping him.
Right. And and also really dealt with magic before.
True. If the Yalcha was dealing against someone with magic, he would most likely lose.
Yeah, and guess what? The Nerevarine has that in spades.
Alright, we'll say that was probably the same chances that he does against the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Which is like 90 to 10%. 10% being the Yalcha.
Yeah.
And that's a good day.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think there's one more hero.
Hero of Kavash.
That's the one from
Oblivion.
Oblivion, right. This becomes interesting.
Well, let's see. Are we doing this like Hero of Kavash during Oblivion or afterward?
Let's do both, just for the fun of it.
There's two possibilities when it comes to the afterward.
Let's do both just for fun.
Right, well, there's two possibilities for afterward.
Right?
One where he becomes Shadowgorath after Shivering Isles, and one where he doesn't.
Yeah. We'll discuss both of those possibilities as well. So, the one with Shirogora.
If it's like the one with Shadowgorath, yeah, no shit, he's gonna win.
Yeah, no problem. He would win. If he doesn't become Shirogora,
Yeah. Well, he was powerful in his own respect. Like he literally dove into oblivion itself.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he will survive a shot from the Predator's blaster thing.
Dude, literally endured danger magic. I'm pretty sure that's pretty comparable.
Well, we don't know actually. I mean, for all we know, that thing has the power of the sun behind it.
It's literally called a plasma caster. So yeah,
let's assume it's on the same levels.
Power of the sun, because I don't think they're that advanced. And if it was the power of the sun, I don't think they could harness that.
Well, they're advanced enough to basically invent tribal-like equipment that could basically cut through anything. I'm gonna argue the fact that they probably could harness the power of the sun within this tiny little blaster thing.
Yeah, I do see it being like something that literally just makes like a hot ball of plasma, but I don't see it being like on the level of the sun's plasma.
Okay, let's assume that it's kind of like how our plasma is.
Yeah.
So let's assume that. Now, Oblivion itself looks very representative of hell. Lava, hellfire, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we were to drone these into the fact, I think that against a weak blast, he could survive. Against a strong blast, aka basically causing a hole happening, like his entire chest bursting open and whatnot, I think he would not most likely survive something like that.
I don't really think he could. But again, there are some variables.
Yeah, of course, magic and whatnot.
For one, I think you could consider it canon that the hero Kvatch is one of the warrior types.
Yeah, so.
Nerevarine is more of a spell sword. Dragonborn's a warrior type.
Yeah.
I definitely the hero Kvatch being a warrior type though.
Yeah, but the question is, could the hero cast magic?
Oh yeah, like in the very beginning, he's able to cast at least like 2 spells.
Yeah, I mean the Dragonborn was able to cast 2 spells as well, so.
Yeah.
Let's just say for the moment that he doesn't cast a whole lot of spells. If that was the case, clairvoyance and whatnot, spells that are of higher rank and whatnot, are not available, which means no way to detect a predator.
Not necessarily, actually.
I mean, we're talking about a visible creature that could basically be on top of a tree.
There are actually enemies in Oblivion that do just about that. That are invisible and are hard to deal with.
Yeah. But we're talking about something that has blades and whatnot that could basically cut through anything.
Ghosts?
True.
No, like literally you in Oblivion, unless you got a silver or a magic sword or you cast a spell on it, you literally can't kill a ghost.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. I think the hero would have a very rough time against against the Yautja. It is feasible for him to win. I'm not saying that it isn't.
But it would be a much more difficult for him than, say, with the Nerevarine or the Dragonborn.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. Well, I do see him still having a pretty good chance.
Yeah. I'll say most likely.
More enemies before.
Yeah, I would say his chances would be kind of 65%. And that's him winning.
Yeah.
Where the Yelcha, I'm thinking like 45 region.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds fair.
It kind of does.
It just really depends on a bunch of variables and whatnot.
Alright. Here's an age-old question.
Alright.
Fallout versus Elder Scrolls.
Now, are we talking like a person from the Fallout universe versus the other person from the Elder Scrolls series?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'll bite. Let's do this.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna take the side of Elder Scrolls because Elder Scrolls is my baby.
Alright, I'll do the Fallout as best I can. I'll try to do as best justice as I can.
Okay.
Alright, so
So yeah, you pick your Fallout character, and I'll pick my Elder Scrolls character. How about this? Nothing god tier, nothing nothing god tier, and nothing immortal.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Got a thing on this one. You know what? I'm gonna go for the courier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a powerful choice. Who will I pick? Oh. Ooh, I got it.
Okay.
Freaking Tiber Septim.
Oh, this ought to be interesting.
Before he became Talos.
Obviously, this ought to be interesting.
Yeah. Like I wasn't limiting you to just protagonists or heroes. Like you could do whoever.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to do protagonists because those are the ones that I remember the best.
Alright.
Alright, so how would that fight go down?
Now Tiber Septim is Dragonborn. He is actually able to use shouts, I believe.
Yeah, so we have to throw that in the equation.
Plus, he's like a true blood Nord and quite an accomplished warrior.
Yep. As far as I'm aware of, the courier is a Caucasian male who has lived his entire life in the wasteland, specifically Nevada wasteland, where there's a lot of dangerous shit.
I believe the courier is what you would call the ultimate survivor.
Yeah, he is the ultimate survivor.
Yeah.
So, the ultimate survivor versus the ultimate warrior.
No, not ultimate warrior, more like ultimate conqueror.
Well, yeah, we're talking about two people of ultimate tiers levels, and who would be better. This is like picking needle out of a needle stack. This is like pulling a needle from a needle stack. This would be very hard to determine who would be the victor. But let's give it a go. I think that Tiber Septim would actually lose.
Yeah?
Yeah, even though he is a conqueror, most likely he's using melee weapons. If the courier was to stay out of the range of his dooms and voice and whatnot, I think he would have a very good chance. If it were a melee ranged fight, I think the courier would hands down lose.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the shouts and whatnot.
Alright. No, wait, here's an idea. A battle of rogues, a battle of warriors, and then a battle of, well, I guess what you could consider casters. So, like, we both, pick, 3 guys that would fit those criteria. So, I would pick one Elder Scrolls warrior, one Elder Scrolls mage, and one Elder Scrolls rogue.
Alright.
Alright.
Hmm.
That sound.
It's gonna be a little bit difficult on my end because, as far as I'm aware of, Fallout doesn't have a caster.
Well, Ghosts of Heart do actually exist in the Fallout universe, but I don't think that really counts.
True.
But there are like
I think
you could consider, or you could consider like someone like you could consider someone hauling around like rocket launchers and explosives to be a caster.
true, but the question is, that's not magic. That's a firearm.
Yeah, but I think that's as close to magic as you're gonna get, dude.
Yeah. I think my argument from earlier, getting back
Well,
to
that
the
and like guys that could manipulate radiation.
right, the Sons of Adam.
Right.
Anyways, I think as far as between the Courier and Typer Septim, it is all based on range.
Well, we're moving on from that. We're doing like the 3-on-3 thing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm taking the Courier as possibly a rogue. I kind of see him as a rogue.
Yeah, I would see him as a rogue too.
Fighter. Well, that's a toss-up between two characters.
I'm trying to look up a very specific thing.
Right. I'm gonna have to go with a super mutant on that regard. Like, say, strong or something like that.
Just hold on.
Alright.
I'm trying to look up something fairly specific.
You playing Final Fantasy 14? No, I'm not ready yet. I gotta get prepared.
Alright.
Yeah, I have to literally go to a video.
Nords were able to fight the dragon regime. Warriors who could use it, some with more accomplishments than others, but this was sword singing.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Alright.
For my warrior, a sword singer.
Okay.
A sword singer. Do you know what a sword singer is?
I think I got I think I got a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like these ultimate warriors amongst red guards. And it's actually theorized that it was a sword singer that brought the continent of Yakuta sinking down.
Okay.
Just by releasing his Shihai, which is essentially like his spirit sword.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
yeah, have fun with that.
For my warrior, I am choosing Strong from Fallout 4.
Ooh, okay.
And for my caster, I think I'm gonna go for the Lone Wanderer.
You don't have to go for named characters. You could just go for like specific like things, like Son of Adam.
That's true. You know
Son of
what?
Adam.
For just shits and giggles, I'll put a Son of Adam.
As your caster, okay. Alright, well, yeah, I'm gonna put a sword singer as my warrior. For my rogue character. I'm gonna have for my rogue character. I'm gonna have to go for a Lucien Lachance. God, I hope you know who that is.
I think I got a good idea.
Yeah, Lucien Lachance. He was a speaker of the Dark Brotherhood, and he was a very elite member.
Yep. I remember. From Oblivion, right? I may be wrong.
It pisses me off how he went.
Anyways, so basically between my three versus your three.
No, I still haven't picked my caster.
Oh, I thought you already picked your caster.
No.
Okay.
Like I gotta try to remember what his name was, but he was. Yeah, trust me. My matchup is gonna be my lineup is gonna be pretty scary.
Yeah. My lineup is scary, but more like, oh, we could take you on, but, you know,
Uh,
we probably have no prayer in hell. Unless we're talking about range, then maybe.
and I'm trying to look up a very specific mage.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
When the person has to look up for specifics, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, just hold on. Trust me.
Oh boy.
He is very powerful. I just can't remember his name. Yeah, just hold on.
I'm holding on.
Yep. All right.
I'm holding on to the edge of my seat.
I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to find it.
Oh damn. That was 6 months ago? Jeez.
There it is. Shalador.
That's kind of.
Do you know who Shalador is?
No.
He is the founder of the College of Winterhold, and he is a very legendary mage.
Alright. So, my guys.
Really, he was one of the most powerful.
So, my guys versus yours. Who would win?
Yeah, you want? Yeah. Let me see if I can figure out some feats of the great Shalador, the Nord mage.
Alright.
Alright, so Arthur Shalador was an immensely powerful wizard in the First Era who had an understanding of magic few have ever matched, and his numerous but scattered writings are highly sought after. There are many legends surrounding Shalador's life, such as how he built the city of Winterhold with a whispered spell, how he stole the secret of life from Akatosh, how he single-handedly fought against the Dwemer legions of Clan Rorken.
Yep.
Right. Right. Many of these stories are believed to be hyperbole or outright fabrications, stood at the forefront of a movement and to enact higher standards among mages, and to discourage spell use among common castes.
Alright.
Due to credited with the original organization and formation of the schools of magic.
Okay.
He holed himself in the Labyrinthian, where he constructed the namesake labyrinth, and devoted all his time to research and study. He became an incredibly prolific writer, and scholars have worked to track down his notes and musings for thousands of years.
This guy is starting to sound like a lich from Dungeons and Dragons.
No, if you want a lich, like I very much could have gone for the lich.
I know. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like on my end.
He's not a lich.
No, but
he's just super powerful.
No, but it does sound like something I can easily use for like a villain later on down the road.
His great maze is said to hold Glamoral, or the secret of life in Elvish. Above was said to have stolen from Akatosh by Shalador.
Mm-hmm.
There's some speculation that this secret of life he possessed, whatever it was, for the practically unbelievable number of writings he produced on a vast array of topics.
Alright. Alright, so the question becomes who would deal the winning blow? Honestly, I'm kind of thinking that caster would win it for you. But
Oh, hey, Lucien Lachance and a sword singer would be no slouches either.
yeah, like I said, I think most likely your team would win just for the sake of argument, and this is just being fair and whatnot. Even with a strong ass of warrior, I don't think he's gonna do well against what you said, a spell, a sing sword sword singer. I don't think he has a chance in a prayer in hell. I mean, he would have put up a good fight, that's for sure.
Well, here's the thing: sword singers have the potential to sink an entire continent.
Well, yeah, but we don't know I don't know. I know, but what I'm saying is that I don't know the scale of how far you're wanting to go. I don't know if it's low tier or high tier, so I'm assuming high tier.
Very high tier.
Yeah. If it was high tier, then
sword singers are essentially the equivalent of Jedi in the Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that Strong has no chance against them. As far as the rogues, honestly, I could see it go either way. I mean, to be fully honest, that's just my opinion.
Alright.
Because we're talking about the ultimate survivor versus an assassin. And a really good one at that. But something...
He is one of the four fingers.
Yeah. I think as far as like survival versus assassin, survivor is going to win in the end.
By the way, the Dark Brotherhood does actually have like kind of like a elder council.
Right.
They call the hand, like the black hand.
Yeah. But what I'm
four fingers and a thumb.
Yeah. What I'm saying.
Four speakers, one listener.
What I'm saying is that I think against the rogues, I think it's gonna be either way. But I think overall, I think the courier will win. Between casters, your caster will win.
Yeah.
Because even though my caster is a son of Adam, his only saving grace, which is messing around with radiation and using a radiation-based weapon, something tells me that this mage would have a counter to, say, stop the effect from getting to him, if not now non-envoying it.
Yeah, it's called a ward.
Yeah, exactly. And the question is, could radiation seep through the ward and affect him? Probably not. So, against the casters, your caster would win. So, as far as the scoreboard would read, it would be 1 to 2. You having the 2 and only having the 1. And again, that 1's a very, depending on the situation and whatnot.
True.
Because even though, yeah, your character, the rogue, is an assassin, the courier has dealt with plenty of assassins.
True.
So that's gonna be.
I wasn't even going high tier with those three.
Yeah. So the rogue part would be a walk in the park for the courier.
Man, like seriously, you have no idea. I was going pretty mid tier with all three of them.
Yeah. Strong might have a chance if it was a lower tier Sing Sword, but not very likely. Again, like I said, it's basically the Elder Scrolls equivalent to Jedi, Which, Strong, guess what? Only uses basically a hammer with a rocket attached to it. I think that's gonna be pretty easy to dodge or block.
Yeah. Like, seriously. But yeah, again, I was going extremely mid-tier with all three of them.
Yeah, and casters, there's not even a competition.
I want to see what high tier looks like.
Uh,
You do not.
Yeah.
You do not.
I do not. Anyways, I think as far as that goes, that's kind of a little interesting,
Yeah, here's what high tier looks like.
right? Oh, do you agree or disagree with my analysis on that?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that the only person that would remotely win in that would be the courier.
Yeah. But again, I was going real mid tier with all three of them. Even Shallow, and he's pretty fucking powerful, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the Elder Scrolls is pretty powerful altogether, so.
And you want to see what you want to know what high tier looks like?
Nah. I think I got a good idea. Something tells me that with the high tiers, there's not a prayer.
You have no clue.
I mean, sheer Gorath alone would have wiped that entire party out.
I did set the limitation of no god tier beings, no one immortal in the sense that they literally can't die.
Ah.
So even if I wanted to, I could not go Mana Marco.
Ah, okay. But yeah, like I said, this was very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah. What would a high tier setup look like?
For the Fallout universe?
From the Elder Scrolls, what would a high tier a high tier trio look like? Tier trio.
I have no clue.
Yeah, give me a second to think on that because I think I would have to go pretty obscure.
Yeah, and I think we could end it here if you want.
Yeah, one moment.
Right?
You know what? The Living Tribunal the Living Tribunal before the Heart of Lorcan.
Ah! That's a good choice.
Just all three, just them three before the Heart of Lorcan.
Yep.
Because even then, they were extremely powerful, as they were the generals of fucking Nerevar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and all three of them do actually fit.
Yeah.
I forget their names, but God, I can't remember their names.
It's alright.
Their names were
you don't need to name them. It's alright. I think against those three, not a prayer.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember their names. I'm just looking them up.
Right?
But yeah.
I actually could see how they would fight in my mind. The ones that we chose earlier.
All right, here are the three. Here are the Vec, Almalexia, and Sothasil.
Ah.
Yeah, guess what? Vivek would be the Warriors. Almalexia the Rogue.
Right.
Would most certainly be.
Yeah, against those three, not a prayer. Because the Fallout universe doesn't really deal a whole lot with magic. I mean, yes, there are supernatural entities. Well, actually, wait, there is someone that uses magic. What was his name? He was in Fallout 4, was in the Nuka World DLC. What was his name?
But yeah, there was like
If I had
freaking,
him.
what was the Daedric Prince? Marian's Dagon, yeah.
Hold on.
Freaking Vivek actually banged. Literally, Vivek banged Dagon on a regular basis.
Right.
Vivek was such a powerful warrior that, yeah. Respect.
Anyways. I forgot what that guy's name. If I had that guy as the caster, then it would be it could go either way. Anyways,
Almalexia as a talented rogue.
there.
Oh my god, no way! Literally, that guy is like a mage king.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? Hold on. Let me look up something real quick.
All right. Yeah, from what I can remember, they were like, but yeah, so still, he was like a cyborg. He was incredibly talented with magic.
Let's see. Okay. Found his name. Uh, Oswald the Outrageous. Uh, would be my caster if I can re-choose the caster.
Who?
Oswald the Outrageous.
Hmm.
He's an actual magician from Fallout 4, but his quote-unquote magician tricks actually legitimately looks like legitimate magic. That's the only caster that I can remotely even think about within the Fallout universe.
Hmm.
The only one. And he's a ghoul.
Hmm.
And quite honestly, between the guys from earlier edition of Oswald replacing the Son of Adam, I don't know how it would go. Because
I wonder what the highest tier like trio I could go for today.
I thought you already named them, but okay.
No, that's just like high tier. I want to see what I want to know. I'm pretty sure I can go like highest tier.
Right. Anyways,
If that were the case,
I think we should end it. So.
well, if this were the case for my rogue, I would go the very first Gray Fox of Nocturnal.
Right. Again, if it was the ones from earlier edition of Oswald replacing the, I think it would be going either way as far as magicians.
Well, but yeah, in terms of rogue, yeah, the very first Gray Fox would be highest tier.
Yep. Anyways, shall we end it off? Well. What'd you do? Go mute on me again? Okay, he's gone. Guess I'll end it. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you like this kind of content and want to see more, please do what you guys do. Just follow, like, subscribe, whatever. But until then, I'll see y'all mates later. And remember, Geek on.
Right, but I'm kind of whizzed out for a moment.
It's alright. I'm ending it right now, so. Say bye. Okay, I'm just going to end it.